myself when I just get in front of a crowd, I get a little bit nervous and I start talking really fast. So I'm reminding myself right now to breathe and to slow down and just to kind of take everybody in. And I'm noticing, from all these years of doing conferences, there's speakers who come up and they give amazing speeches, and they almost never connect. It feels like they actually never see or connect with the audience. And then there's speakers who give amazing talks, but they're in conversation or in connection with the audience, even if the audience isn't speaking. And so the purpose of this opening kind of little time together is to invite all of us to settle in just a little more deeply into our body, into our breath. Whether you took a cab here or a plane or however you got here, it's easy for our bodies to be sitting in a seat, but we really want to make space for our mind and our breath to be sitting in that seat as well. So I'm going to invite you to do that now. Is just take a moment. However you take a moment to tune in. You might want to close your eyes. You might just want to feel your feet on the ground. You might want to notice your breath rising and falling in your body. Because I need it, so I'm trusting that other people need it as well. So we'll take about 60 seconds and allow your body and your mind to settle. Feel your breath coming and going in your body. And know that if you made it here today, you're in exactly the right place you need to be. And whoever you're sitting next to the right, to the left, are exactly the people you need to be sitting next to for this moment. Whatever clothes you decided to wear today is exactly the right clothes. You did the perfect job of picking out just the right attire for a Wisdom in Business conference. Just know that it's okay, whatever this moment brings and however this moment is transpiring. And if you're nervous, you're not used to being around so many people, you're not quite sure how you're going to communicate and how you're going to get along, I'm going to invite you just to make space and to welcome whatever's arising in your body and mind now. Whenever you're ready, you can just open your eyes. I'm not going to ask you not to tune in anymore, but I'm going to invite you to open your eyes and see if you can also, throughout the conference, just come back into your own body, into whatever presence means for you. So as you're listening to talks and as you're receiving content, can you be present in your own body and also present for the person and for the content that's coming at you? And often we focus so much on having great content, but great content needs a receiver of that content, or else it doesn't really work. And so what I've seen from the various events that I've done is when a speaker comes out here and he sees hundreds of laptops open and he or she is supposed to speak, how they're welcomed by the presence in the room is very uninspiring. And the words that they say and the words that come out are often not of greatest quality. And when a speaker walks on stage, and this is how I feel now, and we look out at the space and we're welcomed by the full presence of everybody in the room, what is said and what is created from that is often the most inspiring and the most powerful and the most amazing things that we've ever seen. And then people ask me, how do you get such great speakers? And I say, it's not about getting great speakers. Great speakers are wonderful, but great audiences with great speakers, and then they share in a kind of quality of presence together, that's when the magic emerges. And it's not something we can plan ahead of time, and it involves bringing all of our consciousness into the room. Which is why, for me, I personally enjoy in-person events so much, is because I feel like something is created through all of us coming together. So we have 20 people who've flown all the way from Brazil to be here. We have people from Australia who've come here, people from all over the world, and they've come here. They can watch the videos online afterwards. We post everything afterwards. So why actually come? I think we come because we want to experience something together. We want to experience what happens when we bring all of our attention, all of our presence, and all of our heart into this conversation about what does it mean to transform business. And as we know, the majority of people who go to business or go to their work do not feel engaged. They don't have any sense of purpose or alignment with the work that they do. And if we're going to transform this world and we're going to address the challenges that are ahead of us, business has to be a part of that transformation. We can't expect everybody just to have free time outside of their work to go to a yoga class or a meditation class or do that. What if work became the place that the transformation happened, and that it was actually a win for the company and a win for the customers? So that's the vision of this conference, is can we begin to find hints or find guideposts or find a map that guide us into what is wisdom in business look like? How do we transform the work environment where connection, where compassion, where mindfulness, where engagement, where innovation is actually the foremost priority? And can we see what will emerge as that happens? And I think you're all here today because you see that possibility. And we have people who will be coming, sharing what they've learned, either from running companies with that spirit or from studying how companies work. And so for me, this is actually one of my most exciting events that we do, because I feel like if we can meet people where they need to go every day, which for most people is work, if we can do it there, if we can make the transformational element present in that domain, then we can actually see shifts that we would never see if we just tried to work with people who are interested and who come in their free time after work. So it's very exciting for me, the lineup that we have. You'll hear from people who are the CEOs or founders of businesses. You'll also hear from people who are in different management positions in business. You'll hear from people who are consultants and researchers around business. But this whole topic of what it means to integrate wisdom in business, for me, and I have a son who's 12, and I think about the world that he's going to inherit, and I think about the kinds of companies that he might work for. And I think we can all agree that the quality of business that we want to work in, we want our children to work in, and our grandchildren to work in, that there's an ability and a possibility for connection and mindfulness and wisdom that my sense is increases the chances of success for that company. We can't say do this and your company will be, but I sense that there's this way of being that can be supported within the company that will allow it to have a greater chance of success actually in the market as well. So that's why I'm here, and that's why this whole vision of this came forth, is, as Christine mentioned, I end up asking a lot of questions. So that's one of the questions I think we're here to explore. And again, I want to emphasize the most important piece of this event is the quality of presence that you all bring. And I invite you, when we have breaks or when we're at lunch or when we're at our reception, to really reach out. And if you're curious about somebody here, or you just feel like you're drawn and you don't know why, just to go and reach out to that person and inquire, who are you? What do you do? Because part of what we want to bring forth is the community that's here today. And there's been businesses started from people who've met at the conference. They just ran into each other. There's several people who are now best friends. And it's all because one of them was here at the event. They felt compelled to reach out, and they reached out to somebody. So the spirit that we want to, kind of the vibe that we want to create at this conference is that everybody's welcome to approach anybody else. Some of you might be here and you're looking for a business partner to start a new business. Some of you are here and you might be looking for a job, and there's somebody you meet who might be able to hire you. Some of you might be looking for a relationship, and you're coming here and you're looking for a relationship. I don't know what you're here for. But I encourage you to be truthful and honest and transparent to whatever degree feels comfortable, and that through that transparency and honesty, all kinds of interesting things can happen. But what I'd love is if anybody feels motivated, would be to stand and just share very briefly, tweet size, if you want, with the entire group. What is it that brought you here? We have a mic that'll be moving around. And if you just want to work on fear and potentially humiliating yourself in front of a large crowd, I can't think of a better crowd to really say something embarrassing in front of. So if you're open to that, and I know we're just getting to know each other, it could feel a little intimate, but we have somebody here. And again, we have very little time, but we want to make some space. Just say your name, where are you from, and what brings you here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Lipsky from Philadelphia and Melbourne, Australia. And I come to Wisdom events to connect with everyone. I make great friends every year, every time. And so welcome to new faces and hello to old faces.
Thanks. Thank you. Oh, I was told to always look in the back. That's right. Thank you, Laurel. So we find somebody in the back who's always
Hi everyone, my name is Devi Kumar. I am coming from an IT field, working for a Wall Street bank, very stressful environment. But what I created there was just one day, my friend and I, who is here, we just sent out an email, come on guys, let's come and meditate together. And people started showing up, and we found a wonderful teacher who can come. So every Wednesday lunchtime, we are meeting together. The news is spreading, more and more, hundreds of people coming, and they are asking us, can you do this every day? So all I wanted to say is, I'm not a practitioner. I'm not a very expert in this topic. I'm also learning as part of this. I just want to share that a common person like me can just do this, create this environment at our workplace. Anybody can do it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Debbie. One more? One more, and then can we get... I tried.
Give this away? Should I give it away? No.
No, go ahead.
My name is Mary Stewart Pellegrini. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And I'm here to really, I'm interested in learning all about this concept of mindfulness and how it manifests in business. My specific concern is that I see in my client practice a lot of people who are downsized out, 40 and above, without an opportunity to go, with potential to contribute to the organizations. And I want to help my organizations look at other ways to retain people. On the other end, a lot of young people coming with skills that need to be enhanced by the people who've now left. And so I'm interested in that discussion.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So there'll be, I know it's kind of hard to open it up and close it, but there'll be more time to share, but my time is up. So I want to end by, again, thanking you for coming, welcoming you here. We have a very active, full program ahead. And thank you whether you came from Brazil or came from Lower Manhattan or came from Midtown or came from Chelsea or came from Chicago or Philadelphia. Welcome to our event, and I will see you soon.